Welcome to the Minute of Terror channel. Hi, my name is Emily. I was 14 when this happened, and I still can't get out of my head. It was a Thursday night, late October last year. I'd gone to my friend Sarah's house after school. We go to the same school, and she lives about 10 blocks from my place, in a quiet neighborhood here in Portland, Oregon. We were just supposed to work on a science project, but we ended up losing track of time, chatting and watching videos on our phones. When I checked the time, it was almost 9 at night. My mom had texted me 3 times, asking where I was. I told her I was about to catch the bus home. I said bye to Sarah, threw my backpack over my shoulder, and headed out. Sarah's neighborhood is peaceful, but at night it feels empty. The streets have these dim yellow streetlights that barely light anything up, and the wind was blowing hard, rustling the trees and making a sound like a whisper. I wasn't scared walking alone. I'd done it tons of times. But that night, the walk to the bus stop felt longer than usual. The stop was about 15 minutes away on a busier street, Hawthorne Boulevard. So I sped up, staring at the ground to avoid tripping on the uneven sidewalks. I was maybe 3 blocks from Sarah's house when I heard footsteps behind me. I didn't think much of it at first. Could have been someone coming home from work or walking their dog, but the footsteps kept going, steady, matching my pace. I glanced sideways, trying not to turn my head, and saw a guy walking a few yards back. He was tall, skinny, with slick back hair and a black jacket. Looked like he was maybe 30 or younger. I don't know why, but something about him made me uneasy. I walked faster, and so did he. My heart started pounding, but I told myself, chill, Emily, he's just going the same way. I got to a corner and stopped to check both ways before crossing. That's when he caught up. Hey, you okay? He said, flashing a big smile. His voice was calm, almost too friendly. I froze for a second but mumbled a quiet, hi back, barely looking at him. He was good looking, you know? The kind of guy you'd see in a cologne ad, with white teeth and light eyes that seemed to glow even in the faint streetlight. Were you headed all alone this late? He asked, walking beside me like we were old friends. I said I was going to the bus stop. That's it. I didn't want to encourage him. He kept talking, said his name was Ryan, that he worked at a store nearby and was also catching a bus. What a coincidence, right? He said, laughing. I forced a smile, but inside, I was weirded out. He wouldn't stop staring at me, and the way he talked felt rehearsed, like an actor reading lines. Still, I thought, maybe he's just overly nice. We walked a few more minutes together, me replying with uh-huh and yeah to whatever he said, trying not to be rude but also not wanting to chat. When we got to the bus stop, I felt a wave of relief. Hawthorne Boulevard had more light, and I could see headlights from cars passing in the distance. I figured he'd back off, wait for his bus, and leave me alone. But he stayed right there, next to me, leaning against the stop. The silence got heavy for a moment, and then he started asking questions. You're really out here alone, huh? Where's your parents? His tone shifted, lower, more serious. I said, kind of stuttering, that my mom was picking me up soon. It was a lie. Obviously, I was taking the bus, but I thought it'd make him back off. He laughed, a short, dry laugh. Your mom's not coming. I saw you leave that house back there. You've been alone this whole time. My stomach twisted into a knot. Had he followed me from Sarah's place? How'd he know? I took a step back, gripping my backpack strapped tight, and said, she's almost here. I just need to wait. But he didn't stop. Relax. I can take you home if you want. No need to be scared of me. He stepped closer, and that's when I saw it. His smile didn't reach his eyes. It was just a mask. I said no, that I was fine, but he reached out and grabbed my arm. It wasn't hard at first, just a touch, but I felt his fingers tighten on my sleeve. Come with me, it'll be quick, he said, pulling lightly. My whole body went cold. I opened my mouth and screamed, a loud, desperate scream that echoed down the boulevard. Let me go. Help. His eyes widened, shocked, and he glanced around fast. Right then, I saw a couple crossing the street on the other side of the road. They stopped, looking our way, and yelled, "Hey, what's going on over there?" The guy, Ryan, if that was even his real name, dropped my arm instantly. He shot me a look I'll never forget. Cold, empty, like I'd ruined some plan. Then he turned and ran, disappearing down a side street so fast I couldn't even tell where he went. The couple rushed over, asking if I was okay. I was shaking so bad I could hardly talk. I told them what happened, and they stayed with me until my bus showed up. When I got on, I sat in the back and cried all the way home. I got home around 10 and told my mom everything. She hugged me, called the police, but I didn't have much to say beyond what he looked like. The cops said they'd keep an eye out, but they never figured out who he was. Since that day, I don't walk alone at night anymore. Doesn't matter if it's close or if the street's lit up. I always ask someone to come with me or wait for my parents. Sometimes, I still see that smile in my mind, those light eyes staring at me from the dark of the bus stop. And I wonder, what would have happened if that couple hadn't shown up?